Hello, folks. It is morning. I had meant to start streaming at 10. It is 10:46. Can I just say I'm not a morning person? So not a morning person. But we get a couple hours. Uh, Yesterday at 2 a.m., I decided that what I really wanted to do was try Pearl Art again. I did it once before, so this is my second ever attempt. Whoa, nope. I can make things be in the camera. You can tell it's my second ever attempt because the back looks like butts. Not as bad as the back for this. So this one is going to become a needle minder because like it's cute on the front, but kind of crap on the back. So it's going to become a needle minder. We're going to glue some magnets to the back, and then nobody can see them. But for like early attempts, I like it. This is from there's a book on Stardew crochet cross stitch, and I the book is not available right now. It's sold out or out of print and needs another printing. But the web page where they sell it is saying that here are a couple of pages for you to look at. Sorry, I'm like being super allergic to something, and I don't know what. I don't know what. I do not like it. But anyway, so the book had a couple of sample pages up, and they're like just like these little cross stitches were just shown. Like how in Amazon you can go like look inside a book. It was kind of like that. So I was like, oh well, I can see a couple of patterns, so I'm gonna try it. So that's what I did. These dudes are my little pixel art attempt. But that's what I was doing until 4:30 in the morning because I'm dumb. Don't be like me. Don't stay up until 4:30 in the morning. The blue we were working on earlier for this is almost done drying, and then hopefully later today I will get to take it to where there's space, which is not here, so that I can wind it off the skein onto centrifugal balls. And my yardage calculator thingy goes in between the ball winder and the Swift, so I will know how much of the yarn there is. And also I'm going to be hopefully starting a new project tonight. I don't own crochet hooks. Like, I have the one that came in the kit. Right, like I got this kit for, where is it? Here it is. I got this kit for making amigurumi, and it came with a crochet hook. So this is the only one I have. It's 2.5 millimeters. I don't know what that is in letter sizes, which all other crochet things seem to call for. So I ordered a set of crochet hooks, which is theoretically arriving tonight by 10 p.m. Thanks, Amazon. And once it arrives, I'm going to start a project. So hopefully I will stream that. I saw the Crafty Cub making a little Mobius cowl kind of thing, and I want to try to do it. It looks like it's reasonably beginner friendly, so there we are. I'm gonna do that. But for this morning, we're just gonna, as they say, as the kids these days say, we're just going to spin. Okay. Sit here and spin this yarn because I want to finish the purple reasonably soon. The rest of the yarn that I ordered came in, so I ordered two more, I think 3 more balls of blue and 2 more balls of purple. So not even numbers. What the hell was I thinking? I think I was looking at the price is what I was thinking. But that means that at least 1 blue and 1 purple are going to need to be split and kind of like spun off of one skein, but that's okay. But it's going to depend on the yardage I get out of that blue, because I bought the amount of wool on kind of on spec, based on how much yardage I was getting out of other stuff. So we are going to measure it, and that's going to let me actually estimate, like, do I need to buy more? It might be that I need to buy like another ball of blue and another ball of purple, which will give me at least give me even numbers. So that's something. But at least for this particular one, we are going to spin this purple all the way onto one bobbin, and then grab another ball to kind of make the next one out of. So my hope is that because I normally get about 400 yards out of a 4-ounce skein. These are 3.5s. So the two blues are 7 ounces. So I'm hoping I get about 700 yards out of that. But I don't know, like, it didn't quite feel like that much. So I'm hoping that it doesn't. Yeah, because, like, just thinking on my spinning, I've gotten anywhere from like 297 to 415, depending on thickness, right? So obviously, but my problem right now is that it's not that I'm not consistent. I'm much more consistent than I used to be. It's that I am this consistent. So I can do this thickness of yarn and do this thickness of yarn only. I don't think I know how to really do thicker or thinner. So we're gonna need to practice that. I think after this particular project, with like the next bunch of fiber, and I do have a whole bunch still to spin, obviously, but with the next batch of fiber, I think I'm going to try to maybe spin a worsted. I always feel like I ought to go thinner so that I get more yarn out of the fiber I have, because it's not cheap, so like it always feels like, oh, well, I got more yardage. But there's a lot of projects that call for like worsted yarn, and I want to try them because I've been mostly, like, my knitting has been predominantly shawls. Hello, how are you? I don't know if you saw my foray into pearl beads, because I got a bugaboo about it at 1 a.m. Yeah, I am too. I went to bed at 5 a.m. because I was making these. I was watching somebody else's stream, and they mentioned the Stardew Valley cross stitch book and like a URL for it, and I went and looked, and it's like they're like, we're printing a new run soon, but we don't have any right now. But it had like like one of those look inside screenshots of a couple of pages, which showed actual patterns. Right? It is so adorable. Okay, pause. I need to share this book, so please hold while I go and attempt to find where did I have that? Nope, that's not it. I think this is it. I need to share the URL. Is this the URL? Yes, okay. One moment. I just need to paste this. So yeah, you can take a look. The book is kinda out of like it's not I don't even know if it's out of print or just out of stock or whatever. But anyway, there's some examples like on their site that is visible, and therefore I was like, I can just do some of these that are visible. And because cross stitch patterns make just like really good pixel art projects, right? Yeah, and it's like, so at least for knit, and maybe for crochet, if you have a chart that's square, that's pixel art, like for cross stitch, you need to adjust it a little bit, just like you do for weaving. You need to make rectangular pixels, just because knitting produces rectangles, not squares. But for, you know, perler beads, right, they are little squares. So I am atrociously bad, but this is second ever attempt. This is third ever attempt. I have, let me tell you, the world's most adorable tiny iron, because buying supplies for projects is a different hobby than the actual project. So I of course have all the supplies for this nonsense. But I know, right? It was on Amazon and it was super cheap, which is actually why I have it. And it means I can do this at my desk. So it's just not a very good iron. For tiny sewing, I would actually recommend a wand iron, which, I don't know, looks like a selfie stick with a tiny, like literally tiny 1-inch big iron on the end. And that's really good for sewing. I would not recommend this. It doesn't have any settings. You plug it in and it has an on button. But for doing this stuff at my desk, it's great. And I think it was like $3. But anyway, so I made these. The fronts look fine. The backs look like butts. On the second one, the back looks like butts more so than the first one. So it's going to become a needle minder. I just haven't bothered to go downstairs where I had ordered like the really extra strong glue and the extra strong magnets months ago and unpacked them from their shipping box, and they're still downstairs, so have not taken them out of my kitchen yet. But it's going to become a needle minder because no one should see its back for any reason. The instructions I found like tell you, you know, arrange it on the little stick things and put the plasticky thing on top and iron, and then put something flat on top and cool it, and then peel it off, flip it over, and like do the back the same way. So I've been doing that, but the back looks like butts. So I gotta figure out what's going on. Yeah, I think among other things I just need to practice more. Because this is how this went, right? I arranged all the little perler beads on the thing, on the, whatever it is, like the tray with the pokey sticks. And it was great. And then for the star, and then I put the transparent thing on top, and then I tried to iron it. And then I lifted my iron, and some of them had fused just a tiny bit to each other, and just a tiny bit to the transparent thing at the top. And so I like accidentally lifted it, and it accidentally lifted like some of them. So that was completely messed up. So I had to redo the star, including like rearranging the little beads, which I was so very happy about, let me tell you. And but yeah, so like I did that, and then I was like, okay, it's time to go to bed. Let's obviously do a second one, because obviously. So yeah, that's how my last night / this morning went. So I had like some thought, maybe I should do these on stream, but and and I think I will at some point, but A, I need to get better, and B, I need to finish this spinning. Also, so because I was riding the craft train, the artist maker train yesterday, and the day before, and the day before. Anyway, at some point, somebody was doing diamond painting, and I've never done diamond painting, and I have a problem, so I ordered a little kit, and because it was like, we'll send you another email when it ships, and it's been since Friday, so obviously, that was too many days. I'm an instant gratification kind of kid. I went on Amazon to see if they had inexpensive diamond painting kits to try. And they had a very weird looking, like, Kirk one and Spock one. So I had to get the Spock one so that, you know, because I just did, right? It was like a Star Trek themed diamond painting kit. So that's arriving, I think, tomorrow from Amazon. So we are for sure 100% going to stream that as I try to figure out a new hobby, because I'm still massively impressed that the Artist and Maker train has only seemingly generated one new hobby. I'm not counting the perler beads because I already had them. So that was clearly a hobby that already existed. But yeah. Now, am I gonna keep the new hobby? Who knows? Starting new hobbies is a different hobby from doing hobbies, obviously. But, you know, life is life, so we'll see. Apparently we have an ad break coming soon. Well, in 10 minutes. Which is, I guess that makes sense. It's been 20 minutes. Like, my things is set to have ads start no earlier than 30 minutes in, but I always, like, I don't remember, like, I ran a manual ad during my starting soon, and I always forget that doesn't actually, like, cancel the next scheduled ad. Though, like, I don't know, the stream manager says running a 3-minute manual ad will remove the upcoming auto ad, except it clearly doesn't. So, oh well. Sorry about that. I'm assuming, like I've been getting on everybody's stream, you will get a Mufasa, the Lion King movie ad, which has they're not animatronic lions. I guess they're CGI lions talking. So it's like a live action version of a prequel to The Lion King, except that it's not actually live action because, you know, I'm pretty sure they did not get a bunch of lions to act in this movie. So it is just weird, and I've now seen that commercial for it, I don't know, 25 million times. So such is life, I guess. But yeah, the Artist and Maker train has been amazing. Also, Pukara, are you in the Artist and Maker Club? Because, like, you are clearly an artist and maker, and you absolutely should be in it. It's an official Twitch Creator Club. I'll dig up the, like, sign up URL for you, but all you have to do is be an affiliate and fill out a Google form. So, like, dude, you should do it. And I'm sorry I didn't mention it before. Like, I was just thinking, like, obviously you're in there, but I haven't seen you in there, so I am assuming you are not. But right now it's a pretty cool Discord full of really awesome, helpy people, and yeah, sometimes there's like webinars that are very informative, and people organize collabs all the time, and yeah, like, it is a really a very cool, supportive space. So and it goes for, obviously, everybody else who is an artist and maker. Everybody should check it out. But I'll go dig up the URL during the ad break so that I can post it. I really should make a button about it so that I can, you know, press a button and get that URL. But that would involve, you know, actually thinking about that while not on stream, and we know how all that goes. Also, why is my stream manager telling me I'm unstable? That's just mean. Rude. Also, it says I'm unstable because my bitrate is too high, and just like my bitrate is set to 60 frames per second, so it is 6,000 kilobytes per second. I don't understand why it thinks that it is too high when it is exactly what it is coming out of OBS, but Ours is not to ask why. I don't like the second half of that saying, but like, Twitch does what Twitch does, and sometimes that's twitching. But right, so the hope is to finish this purple. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish all of it on stream today, but well, so yesterday, last night, I went to the theater. Let me tell you how preoccupied I was with this raid train the past couple of days. I managed to forget to do the things I normally do before going into downtown Boston for the theater. I forgot to reserve a parking spot. Thankfully, we managed to find one like last second at the common garage. But when I had looked on Spot Hero, it was saying like, oh yeah, the only thing available is at this $50 garage. And I'm just like, no, I do not want to pay $50 to park my car. So we managed to get the Boston Common spot. And then I also forgot to make reservations for dinner. Normally, this is part of the problem. Normally, our season tickets are on Wednesdays. And when you go on Wednesday, there's a P.F. Chang's nearby, and it's empty. But it was a Saturday night yesterday, and I didn't make reservations, so they were not accepting walk-ins. So that was great. So we went to this place called, I think it was called a little Rebel Tavern. It was all Paul Revere themed. I don't know. It was a restaurant in a hotel in downtown Boston, right on the Common. So it was surprisingly not arms and legs in terms of cost. But I got a Korean kimchi fried rice, and it had braised short ribs in it, and I got some truffle fries to go with it. It was really good. It was really good. It wasn't our plan, but it was a pretty darn good pivot, so worked out. And we saw Six, which, if you have the opportunity to see that show, it's really good. It's like a 6 women musical based on the 6 wives of Henry VIII. It's basically we're dead, and we're gonna sing for you today. And you're gonna decide which one of us had the most tragic, terrible life, and that's the one who's gonna be leader of this band. And so they tell their story in song. It's kind of set up like a pop concert instead of a musical. Diegetically, they are having a concert that we are all at. So there's a little bit of strobe lights and dancing music, and make some noise for the crowd kind of stuff. But the songs themselves are phenomenal, and the show is just really good, really good. And hopefully that means that now more people will know who Catherine Howard is, and how shitty her life was, and who Catherine Parr was, and all the awesome things that she did, right? She wrote books, she funded education for girls, she did all kinds of things, she championed women in like participating in church ritual and study, which was not a super common thing back then. So that was pretty cool. And she was just a really neat lady. They do manage to portray Anne Boleyn as a complete ditzy blonde dumbass, which, you know, she probably wasn't, but who the hell knows? And, you know, this is the second time I'm seeing the show. It was very good, but, like, when I saw it the first time, I certainly did not know, like, what became of Anne of Cleves, and, like, her story, and just other than she was divorced, but, you know, she actually made out pretty well. She was married to Henry for, like, less than a year, ostensibly never consummated. He divorced her, but he still needed the alliance with her brother, the king of wherever it was. I don't think it was Germany at that point. Or maybe it was, but they were a like a Protestant-y country, so whatchamacallit, so he needed their alliance against Catholic France and Holy Roman Empire. So when they divorced, like, she got a castle and a lot of money, and was called the king's most beloved sister, and like, was still hanging out in court and stuff. But I didn't know any of that. I just knew that she was one of his wives. And at the end, her songs are pretty cool. She's just like, I'm living my life. I'm living my most awesome, best life over here, and, like, screw you. But yeah, she outlived all the other wives, including Catherine Parr, who outlived Henry. I mean, obviously she outlived the two that got beheaded, or the one that died in childbirth, so. Alright, so I think we are having that ad break now. So I am going to go to BRB. I'm going to go find that Creator Club link and drink some water. Let's see, where's my BRB? Here, there it is. Of course I am. Thank you. Thank you for following. And thank you for checking us out. I was just saying that I tried to follow everybody I saw in the train. I was watching you stream last night for a little while. And we're just getting some spinning done today. I was saying that because I'm like not a crocheter, but I'm trying to be, as they say, bisexual. I ordered some hooks because I have a project that I saw the Crafty Cub do that I wanted to try, and it'll be my now 5th ever thing. Yeah, it is great. It's great to meet you. I really enjoyed your stream, so I'm hoping to catch you a little bit more. But I'm mostly a knitter, so I'm trying to kind of foray into crochet, and I saw Crafty Cub making this Mobius cowl that hi. Thank you for chatting, Pocket Roddy. I was watching your stream yesterday too. Or was it yesterday? Oh my god. The train has blended in, maybe it was Friday. This train has blended into like one giant long day. So I don't even know. I barely know what day it is now. But yeah, we are trying to kind of finish this purple today. So yeah, it was like, I started watching on Thursday, and I stayed up until like, I don't know, maybe 4 a.m. my time, and then I went to sleep. And I set my alarm for 10 a.m. and woke up at like 12:30 on Friday. And then it was like old train all the time until I like passed out in the middle of the night again. And then Saturday morning, woke up and more train. I did try to go back and at least like check out a little bit of the VOD of all the people who were streaming while I was asleep, but somebody made like a list of all the highlights, so I want to actually watch, because everybody did such a good job like showing off what they do during their half hour, and I keep thinking of all the things that I had meant to mention and forgot. Like, I even made a button for the link, right? So one of the things I do is I participate in something called Loose Ends Project, which you both are crafters, so if you don't know about Loose End Project, you should. And I'm going to press this button because everybody needs to know about it. The Loose Ends Project matches crafters with people who have unfinished crafts from their loved ones who passed away, and you can finish it. So recently I finished a sweater for this woman whose mom was knitting this sweater and then got Alzheimer's and like had it but was not working on it, and then passed away. So the sweater has been sitting in this bag for 10 years. And it was like, it had the body done and put together and one sleeve done. And so like I did a cowl neck for it, and I went to webs, to yarn.com, and was like, okay, I am out of this yarn, and this yarn is unlabeled, at least 10 years old. So they helped me match it pretty well, and I knit the other sleeve for this woman, and like, they don't have deadlines. It took me, 4 months to do it, mostly because I needed to do a trip to webs. But like, then I got to give this woman back the sweater that her mom was making, and now it's a finished product, right? Like, and it's, obviously like nobody's getting paid for it. But it's any crafts. They've got need for knitters and crocheters and latch hook rugs and any number of things, and you just fill out a Google form and sort of forget about it. And I'm so glad that I saw the email. They sent me an email saying like, hey, we have this project, It's geographically in your area and the craft you selected. And like I got to say things like, this cannot have been in a house with cats, because if it's a fiber project from a house and cats, I will stop breathing. Um, so they allow you to like do the pet free stuff and by location and whatever. And then I just got an email, and I was just glad my inbox didn't eat it. But I got an email, I don't know, maybe 6 months after I signed up, because I heard about it on the radio. But it's just such a cool project. And I think everybody who is any kind of crafter should participate. Like, you don't have to be super, like, professional grade good or whatever, or super fast or anything, right? But you just need to be able to treat the project with the respect it needs to have. And that's kind of it. It's just it, but it's just such a, I don't know, it's a needed thing. So I very much like hope other people join it. And I'm really sad I completely spaced on mentioning during the raid train. But honestly, even if you can't like sign up yourself, again, because I know that folks are also crafters, like just stick a URL. Yeah, you can absolutely take that, because you know what? I copied it off their website. So it's not like, those are not my own words either. So please absolutely spread it, post it everywhere, pass it around on your channel. It is a really cool project, and I think like more people should be aware of it. I know that they were on NPR a couple of months ago, and I think they were on the Today Show last year, maybe, or 2 years ago. Like I heard about them because they were on NPR, and then somebody on my Facebook like linked the NPR article or whatever. But I haven't heard a lot about them, and they're a nonprofit that's run by, I think, like 2 ladies out of the Pacific Northwest. So they're not like exactly a giant big thing. They are a charity. I think you could probably donate the money and stuff. But hello, I'm good. How are you? Is it Lady Tigress? I think I said that right. But yeah. So we're just spinning and chatting and stuff. And I was just talking about how I completely forgot to mention the Loose Ends project during my raid train stop, but kind of like taking this opportunity to talk about it now, and also to like just do lessons learned. Like seriously, next raid train, I am making myself a giant sticky note with the points that I want to hit and the things I want to talk about, and writing it down, because the ADHD is strong. Especially, like, I should have known better. My slot was at like 9:30 to 10 p.m. my time, and let me tell you, that is no Adderall o'clock, because it wears out by then. So I should have known better than to just be like, nah, I'll just remember to do things. I did not remember to do things. Ooh, nice. I mean, bagels are basically always good. Which reminds me, I have not had breakfast yet. I woke up, rolled out of bed into this chair to stream, because that's me. So some people did PowerPoints. I did not really like prep much of anything, but because I was helping, be train leader, I was watching everybody's stream. And we started at 10 a.m. and I was like 12 hours later. So I saw that a lot of people had like slideshows and were talking about their projects. And I was like, I do not want to spend a half hour just like showing my projects, because I don't have them. I give them away. So I don't have a stack of stuff to show. But I went through my phone for like photos of stuff I took, so it's like only recent things and only things I remembered to take pictures of. Just like stuck them into the OBS slideshow widget. Um, and so like had that running, but I was like, uh, I don't know. I don't like. I didn't think to do like a real PowerPoint presentation, which some people did, and like I think if any of the people going before me did that, I might have, because I'm that kind of person. But only the people after me did that, so I hadn't thought of it, and I didn't have them to copy yet. So I'll know for next time. But also, like, I don't know. So some people did presentations, some people showed their crafts, which is really cool because, like, I love to see other people's crafts. But on the other hand, I also kind of just want to see what people's streams are like. So, like, a little bit of this is what it's normally like on my stream is also good. And the thing I wanted to do during mine is, I did like I was streaming for a couple hours. I did a little cross stitch and a little spinning. But I was like, I'm going to blend on a blending board during the last hour, which will include the half hour of the freight train. And this is the first time I streamed the blending board because it's big and unwieldy, and I sort of have to like anchor it with my body to pull the prologues off of it. But I was guessing like nobody else was going to be doing it, and nobody else was. That's the thing, I hadn't seen anybody else do that. I also hadn't seen anybody do spinning. Like, I know people do it. I certainly watched like Sleeping Luna do it, but nobody during the raid train was spinning. There was a lot of crochet. There was a little bit of knitting. Crochet does seem to be more popular on stream. I was like, it's not that I want to be unique, but like, kind of do. I don't know. Yeah, see, that is certainly better and more prep than what I did. Just because, like, I don't know, I didn't get around to it. ADHD is strong. So I got laid off in July, so I don't have a job right now, which means that I have no schedule and I have no structure, and I stay up until 5 or 6 a.m. and then I wake up at stupid times, and then because it's getting dark, because I'm in Massachusetts and we should be in the Atlantic time zone, but we're not. So it gets dark at like 3:30 in the evening. And oh god, having no schedule is the worst. But like, I wake up at noon, which is not that late. And I'm sorry, people who have jobs and hate me for waking up late. But like, I wake up at noon and I get out of bed, I get dressed, whatever, and it's like 12:30, and I have 2 hours of daylight left. And it's not like I need the daylight for anything. It's not like I'm going outside. But my brain is like, yes, the day is done. We have not accomplished anything, so we're not going to accomplish anything. And I guess nothing matters. Screw you. Thanks, brain. So, with no schedule and early sunset, I've just like gotten nothing done for days on end. Including crafting, right? Like, get up, I sit down in front of my computer, I put around, I poke my email, and then it's several hours later, and now it's like, well, I could stream, but I need to make dinner in less than 2 hours, and I don't want to start a short stream, so I'm not gonna, and then I make dinner, and I eat dinner, and now it's too late, and it's just stupid, which is also why I don't have a consistent streaming schedule, because wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, sorry about complaining about that, but it just means that, like, I'm not getting what I want done, and I didn't get to prep for the raid train the day before because I was not that organized. But also, I ended up with the slideshow, which was nice, and it was nice to see like some of the projects, because I did manage to take some photos of like, oh hey, this is the fiber that came in, and oh hey, this is the fiber after I spun it, and this is that fiber, but uh, I knit up a cowl out of it or something. So it was nice to like kind of have a couple of those progression photos. And I did remember to take photos when I had finished my last like big beaded shawl, which took forever, right? Like I got 99% done in about 4 months with it. And then I lost yarn chicken. And I contacted the yarn manufacturers, 100 Ravens yarn, and I was like, I'm doing this project because I got the yarn in a kit with the pattern for the shawl and the beads. And they're like, that's a colorway we only make for the beading person who sells the kits, but we can dye you the darkest color. So they made me a little skein, like I bought it from them, and then I lost yarn chicken again. And they got super busy, so like contacting them was not getting me responses. So when I went to Webs to match the yarn for that sweater I was talking about, I tried to match this thing. And so I got some yarn, and I think because they felt bad because they didn't respond to me for like 3 months, the day I got back from Webs, I got in the mail just another little skein from them, like with no nothing. Like it's kind of like how I do things when I'm like super late and I'm too embarrassed to even mention it. So I got the little skein from them, so I used the skein from them, and I lost, oh my god, and I ran out on the bind off picot edging nonsense last row that was like 500 stitches long. And I was like, okay, I'm glad I matched this. Yeah, right? That icon is me. So like I unraveled the half finished bind off, and I used the matched yarn, but it took a little bit over a year to finish that shawl, but I did finish it. It's full of beads. It's the Cathedral Windows pattern, and it's a gorgeous shawl. It worked great, but let me tell you, that was like the worst yarn chicken ever, and I'm totally missing comments, sorry. Yeah, well, so Pocket Rally, I watched your thing. You had like a whole bunch of stuff to show. I don't keep my stuff. I'm just thinking of what do I have currently of the things I recently made. I have that beaded shawl because I made it for me. But I don't have the last scarf and 2 cowls because I just gave them away 2 weeks ago. I don't have like any of my weaving because I gave that away. I don't have any of my like previous shawls because I gave them away. So I don't know. I don't tend to keep this stuff very much, so I don't have it handy. I have the 2 little amigurumis I made, but just because they're small and not good enough to give away to anybody. They were crochet project number 2 and 3, or 2 and 4, because I did a little trash fire amigurumi. It's my first ever crochet project, like not counting using crochet to do, edging on knitting or whatever. And then I made a little tiny little skeleton on stream. And then I saw Sleeping Luna Designs do this like granny square t-shirt sweater. And I was like, I can do granny squares. That's the part of crochet I find easy. It does not really involve counting my stitches. And like, I made that sweater out of yarn I spun. So That was the third ever crochet project. Then I made another amigurumi, and that's like the only crochet I've done. So yeah, I tend to give mine away, but I also tend to like start projects with a person in mind. Okay, so fitted is not the right term for this particular sweater. It's sized, right? So like you vaguely measure yourself around and then you pick that size. But it's got a decrease that is theoretically like kind of like under the boobs. Yeah, no, they don't have any change. It was very boring, which is fine because I took that project with me. So I went to Glasgow for the World Science Fiction Convention in August, and that was I brought my wheel with me. I got a bunch of spinning done, but I brought that sweater as my like thing, and I didn't bring any knitting, and so yeah, it's like it's a sack. It's a sack with armholes, sort of. Nothing is shaped. Nothing is anything. I mean, I've done. I could have like I guess shown my sweater. I probably even had pictures of my sweater. I recently did a gradient sweater, but I have no idea how to shape things in crochet. I know how to shape things in knitting, but mostly I follow patterns. Like I don't know, it's like cooking. I follow recipes. I deviate from them a little bit because like my rule is if this recipe says 2 cloves of garlic, that means 6. But like I don't deviate a lot. I'm much better at following instructions in those. But like I am amazed at people who can crochet garments that are fitted because I'm primarily a knitter. I'm used to like if I have 10 stitches, they're on my needles. So I have 10 stitches on my needles and I can count them and it's easy. Because with crochet, you're basically like binding off every round. I end up with like weird wavy parallelograms when I try to make rectangles. I have seen it, and my bestie has been doing some of it. It looks pretty awesome. It sort of looks like knitting and crocheting had a weird love child. I have not picked it up yet as a hobby because I want to get a little bit. Ooh, nice. I want to get a little bit more comfortable with regular crochet first before I like confuse myself anymore. But isn't it the case there where you sort of do a row that has your stitches on the long needle, and then you kind of bind them all off, and then you do another row that has them, and then you bind, like you don't keep the stitches, they sort of go away after every other, yeah. So my problem is that I don't pick up, like I don't have enough practice, right, to consistently pick up the correct number of stitches again. Right. I'm definitely going to be trying it, but I feel like it's an advanced technique alteration of crochet, and I don't have the foundational basics of crochet down yet enough to do it. But it's absolutely in the plan. And my bestie and I went to, so the New England Fiber Festival happens every November, and it is amazing. It's like Rhinebeck for people with easily overwhelmed. Because I went to Rhinebeck once and never again. It was too many people in one space, and this was before any kind of pandemic, which already makes me worried about too many people in one space. But it was like, I don't know, 50,000 people and many warehouses, and it was just terrible. The New England Fiber Festival is like one big warehouse type thing, and there's maybe 10,000 people max, probably less, maybe more like 5. I don't know, there's like a couple of hundred vendors. It's great. You can walk around and there's actual space in between you and other people, and it's not horrifically loud. They have some like sheep shearing dinners and whatever. But my bestie and I went to that festival 2 years ago, and both came back with new tools for our hobbies. I got this spinning wheel, and she picked up the Chiagu kit for like interchangeable Tunisian crochet. No, where is it? Tell me more. I need more fiber festivals that are not like super overwhelming. But yeah. Okay, no, they exist in all kinds of places. It's in Seattle. Okay. I was just in Seattle last weekend. What part of the year is it? Is it in? Because I'm gonna be in Seattle again. You know, it's on the other side of the country from me, but maybe in Seattle again next summer, because the same World Science Fiction. Oh, ooh. That is. I want to say that's the weekend before I'm going to be there, so I might actually come out, because I've been thinking of coming out a little early to do like some real sightseeing. So the World Science Fiction Convention, Worldcon, which, if you're the kind of nerd I am, you may have heard of. It's where the Hugo Awards are awarded. But anyway, in 2025, it's going to be in Seattle. I'm trying to remember the date, but it's on this cross-stitch pattern. Nope, it is not on the pattern. Oh my god, it just says 2025. I want to say it's like August 17th or something. Like that weekend is Worldcon. And I was just in Seattle last weekend for a different convention, for a convention for convention runners, because meta nerding is nerding. But I've got some streamer friends, like friends I've met because, you know, I mod their stream and that kind of stuff. And when I was there for a work conference, we met up in person, and since I was back again, like, we met up again, and we went and did, like, tourist things. We went and saw Wings Over Washington and rode the giant Ferris wheel. Last time I was there, I was like, I'm gonna go up the big tower, and I'm gonna go see the Pop Museum, which was amazing. But I was thinking that when I come out in August, I'm gonna come out and have time either before or after to do like touristy like stuff, because my friend wants to take me to Tacoma, and also to see like some really cool nearby waterfall, and just like actual like nature parts of Pacific Northwest, and not just like, here's downtown Seattle. It is insanely expensive and full of like cool downtown things. But now that you mentioned that festival, I might try to time it so I can go to the festival. Then, you know, the convention starts on Thursday, so then spend like a couple of days trying to see like some nature. I hear the nature over there is really good. And then go do Worldcon, especially because next year I'm not like heavily working the Worldcon, because I volunteer. I have a problem, but because the jobs are really big, I tend to do it every other year. So like in 2026, when Worldcon is in LA, I'm running all of the online and virtual stuff and that entire division. So I'm going to be insane and really super busy, especially before the con. So I want to go to Disneyland, I'm going to do it after the con, not before. But next year I have like only some like very light volunteer duties. So I am hoping that I can now arrange it. Like, thank you for mentioning that. That is awesome. I'm gonna add it to my calendar as soon as I'm off stream, so that, or maybe when the next ad happens, or whenever the next break is, because I don't want to forget it. But I always want to go to these. I also keep meaning to go to the Maryland Sheep and Wool. Oh, cool. Yeah. hey, maybe like we can wave at each other or something. I always sort of want to meet up with like people I meet on streams, not because I don't know, I'm a very like weirdly shy person in real life, in person, so but meeting up people who I've kind of like chatted with a lot online makes it easier because you sort of like it's nerve-wracking as heck, but you sort of already know each other, kind of. So like, or at least have like some common base that you can kind of like at least start talking about. So I always want to do it because like that it's just like yay, cool. So yeah, but also, heck, if you're in that area and you are into any kind of speculative fiction, whether written or on screen or whatever, check out Worldcon. They have, so it's like not cheap, but they have a lot of special discounts for local residents or people who are going first time. And it's going to be at the Seattle Convention Center that whole weekend, like Thursday through Sunday. And it's just like, it's a lot of panels and presentations and events, and there's a masquerade, there's the Literary Hugo Awards, and obviously a big dealer room and an art show, and it's just cool stuff. So folks might enjoy it, and should never balk at kind of like the membership price, because there are like discounts and stuff, and 1-day memberships and stuff like that. The Worldcons tend to be anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people, depending on sort of the year and stuff. And people travel all over the world for them. So, like I said, last year was Glasgow. The year before, which I did not go to, was China, Chengdu, China. The year before was Chicago. So, again, kind of people bid and vote. Attendees vote on location. So, yeah. But yeah, that I'm like extra excited now, because festival, fairs, always good. But yeah, I go to the New England Pipe Festival every November, and I'd been looking at the electric spinning wheel for a couple of years, and 2 years ago I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, because so electric wheels tend to be, I don't know, anywhere from $700 to $2,000, which is nuts. But like, you know, if you buy a regular spinning wheel new, it's $600 or something. Having never bought a new one, I have no idea. Like I got so lucky. I saw an ad on Ravelry for an Ashford Kiwi with the Woolly Winder system, which is in and of itself about $300, and somebody said, I'm giving this away for $100 if you drive and pick it up. Hello, do you go by Dub, D, Mo, or some combination of those? Welcome to We Are Spinning Purple Yarn, and I am like yammering about random stuff. And it is still morning here for 9 more minutes. So, but yeah, welcome to our chat land here. But you go by both of them, by all of those. Okay, Dub it is. I'm going to attempt to remember that. I am bad at remembering anything, so. But yeah. Oh my God, how is it almost noon? But it is almost noon. Also, I now don't remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? I have no idea what I was talking about. Ooh, you are in the forgotten time zone that doesn't exist. Mountain time. I used to joke, I had a colleague that I worked with very closely, he was in Colorado somewhere. He was in the Mountain Time Zone, and I used to joke that he only sometimes exists. He only exists in his deviation from Pacific or Central. Yes! Thank you. Oh my god, I took my meds. But yeah, so I drove, it was like an hour drive, but I picked it up, it was $100. And I love it. I love my Kiwi, but I have this problem having my feet and my hands do different things. So it wasn't like spinning a lot on it. And then I saw these, and they take the feet out of the equation, which is lovely, and they're local to me at least, but they don't have a storefront or anything. But Maurice is just really kind of determined to make accessible and affordable stuff. So the Nano is like $125, and this is the 6.0. I think it was certainly under 300. It's by far the cheapest electric you can get, and it's really nice. And there's this like really large, thriving community of folks who do 3D printing for them. So I invested in a case from Spinning Siren. That's what this base is, and it's got a little drawer for my stuff, my battery and my stuff. And then it has like a hard shell that goes on top with a lid and stuff. Yeah, and I've got so this is one of theirs also, Spinning Sirens, a nice big bobbin and stuff. But it's like really cool that it's pretty compatible and stuff. And 3D printing is just not it's not a hobby I've picked up yet, knock on wood. And I'm not sure I will. I don't have anywhere to put it. If I had a basement or an attic that was usable, I might pick up a 3D printer, but I don't. My house is not on the side of, our houses are on two sides of the road, and our side doesn't have ability for basements. The other side has walkout basements. Yeah, well, maybe, but I'd have to get rid of something else. I took a weaving class 2 years ago, and 3 weeks after that had a floor loom in the middle of my living room, which is where it lives, but I think if I put anything else in my living room, my housemate would murder me. So we have not set up a 3D printing station yet. So, but someday. I have a lot of friends who do it, so if I desperately need something printed, I can do it, but I can get somebody nearby to do it, but have not done it myself yet. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. So the loom is downstairs, which means that A, I can't stream it easily. B, it's cold downstairs because heat rises, and this house was built to have one zone, so it's warm up here and it's cold downstairs. So I don't weave as much as I do, and I try, because I don't have that much space, I try really hard to not buy things unless I know where they're gonna go, even small things. I don't succeed, which is why my house is what it is, but I try. But yeah, it's gonna go in my room, or I'm just never gonna do it. And I know these days you don't have to physically connect stuff to your computer to do 3D printing, but that was true. Oh my god. Computer, stop. My friend from Amazon that talks, its wakey word is the other word for PC or Mac. And it wakey'd when I started talking about it. To tell me that it doesn't know what I'm talking about. Imagine that. But yeah, I have a Silhouette Cameo, and it's supposed to Bluetooth connect to my computer. I'm giving it a few seconds before I say more words. And it sort of technically does, but I hard connected to actually print anything on it or cut anything on it because it works so much better. And I just sort of assume with the 3D printer I'm going to be in the same boat. I'm going to want to have it physically connected to my desktop, so I would need space for it on this table, and that's not happening. I had more space. I had like a better setup in my room and better like streaming setup and stuff. And then I decided that I was going to get a king size bed in this bedroom, and well, how do you have to get them the pattern and tell them like, you know, here's my CAD drawing or my whatever, right? Like, well, okay, but like, how do you send it? I mean, that's true for the silhouette too. The connection is only to send it a file, but how do you send it a file? Do you like? Right. Well, so that's the part where I'm like, how reliable is that gonna always be? I don't know. Well, still gotta be in my room. But yeah, so I stuck a bigger bed in this room, so now there's way less space. Way less actual physical space in the room. And too many hobbies, so I gotta get rid of stuff or rearrange stuff to make room for it. So internet. So like literally over your Wi-Fi, it's just another setup. It's not like a Bluetooth connected device or anything like that. This tells you how much I've looked into it. Okay. I am. Well, I guess, yeah, that's gotta work, right? Like, I have a bunch of... Yes, it is. I have a bunch of printers that are not physically connected with a wire, so, like... I suppose that's reasonable. Like, printers that print paper. You are giving me ideas, like I can find space for it somewhere, and now my brain is like, you know, I have the laser printer in the laundry space. I could make more room next to it and have a 3D printer in the laundry. I don't need more enablement. It is not a thing. Maybe. I don't know. I have wanted one for forever, but like, I should probably like do stuff with them at a makerspace or a library first before investing in one. Also, I should become less unemployed first. That's also the case, but someday that'll happen. The job market's not awesome right now, let me tell you. But it'll happen. Alright. I think tonight I have a friend coming over for Star Trek watching and craft stuff. I'm hoping I'm going to finish my blending on the blending board so that once we're done with this purple, twice, we have to do this and a second one. Yeah, it's true, and I don't take up that much space. Like, a friend of mine has the kind that takes up like less space than my bread machine. So maybe they've also gotten a lot more like idiot proof and a lot more user friendly, because I remember when they were first, like not first starting, but like first becoming kind of like available for regular sale. You sort of had to be at least a little bit a hardware nerd to to do it, and there was like a lot of, they only ran on Linux, that kind of stuff for a while. But now I think it's much more like the Cutter machines, right? Like you load it up and it's got software, and you can get patterns online and download them and edit them and like be only basically computer literate. Uh-oh. Thank you, SiriBot, for blocking whatever that was. We don't want it. Yep. Sigh. But yeah. So I think they're much easier to use now, so. And don't be too sorry for the enablement, like, it doesn't take much. I am easily enabled. As proven by the fact that, 2 a.m. advertisements on Facebook mean that I buy the things. It's how I ended up with the model kit I'm doing. So I have that's the other thing I sometimes get to do on the stream. I grew up in USSR, in Russia, in Moscow. And one of the things we had, or I at least had, was like some books and things from Finland. So I grew up with Moomin Trolls from Finland, and I was very excited to find anything about them in the US when I got here. But Facebook advertised to me D'Agostini Kit, which is like, I think it's 111 actual kits in something like 24 packages, so 2 years worth of kit to make a Moomin Troll house, which is sort of like I'm looking at it because it's in bits over there. It's like a 3-story, almost like dollhouse type thing that's assembled completely out of these kits. And Facebook showed me the ad at very late at night, and the ad was like, get this kit, first one is $4. And I was not like the people who got like completely fooled into picking it up and then it being a lot of money. Like, I looked it up and I did the math, and I'm like, I'm gonna pay them $2,000 over 2 years. That's a lot of money. But am I gonna get like 2 years of entertainment out of it? And so far so good. I think it's gonna be actually the 2 years like next April. I'm certainly not done. I'm certainly behind. I have like 3 shipment boxes, and each shipment box is like 5 to 7 kits. So, I've got like, I don't know, maybe 20 kits to do. And I do them 3 or 4 at a time. It takes a couple of hours, but I tend to like do them, and then I get to the part where I'm like, okay, well, this has to sit around for 24 hours before I do the next step. So I put it aside, and then I pick it up a couple of weeks or a month later or whatever, which is why I'm behind. But maybe what we need is a nice long putting Moomin House together stream at some point soon. Although it's one of the things I tend to do, like I do it a bunch on stream, but I also do it a bunch like while I'm watching other people's streams, or if I'm like moderating some streams. I do that instead of playing video games, but not always. But it certainly needs more work. Like, it's finally starting to actually look like something, because I've got three stories in a basement, but like the stories are not connected to each other yet. And I have like just a lot of loose bits, because some of the kits are like, put this bed together, or the first half of this dresser. Next half in 27 more kits later, you'll have the next half, or something like that. So, but I think my next steps are going to be making the roof for this thing. And eventually the floors are going to be attached to each other, but they haven't been yet. And it's all like not balsa wood maybe? I think it's mostly balsa wood and like a lot of plasticky bits. So it's Like it's very like it's a very easy kit um, system. It assumes you don't know what you're doing. Some model kits, right? Like the models are complicated. You have to do a lot of cutting and filing and priming. This is just like detach the sprues, maybe file some stuff. Things kind of slot into each other and click into each other, and it's just like apply glue. And they tell like that they do it like sometimes it's apply wood glue, sometimes it's apply quickset glue. And at this point, I've given up and I'm just using quickset glue for some. Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong. I have 2 computer science degrees. Like, I'm totally an engineer, but you don't need to be one to do this. You need to be able to follow instructions like, please insert tab A into slot B and apply glue to it. And like, you need to be able to do that without, I don't know, gluing yourself to the desk. And as long as you can do that, like, it doesn't require more. And DeAgostini is mostly like that, but like most of their kits they have a bunch of cars and stuff like that, and motorcycles and like various vehicles. So this is not super regular for them. This was a foray into something, I don't know. But it wasn't available in the US, this particular kit, for a while. It was only available in Japan and then in the UK. Once it was available in the UK, like most other European Union countries could get it, but you just couldn't get it shipped to the US. So this was the first time it was available, and it was only available briefly. Like, I don't think it's available anymore, but it's just very cool, and it was Moomin themed, so I kind of had to get it. I think the only thing that would have like made me get it even more is if it was Star Trek themed. So, speaking of, so I was watching Black Sheep, I think was the streamer's name. Yeah, Friday. And she was doing diamond painting, which I've never done before. Yes, I managed to escape this raid train with only one new hobby, by the way. So, I was like, you're making it sound like fun, and I've never done it. So I went and ordered a kit, but I ordered it on Friday, and, you know, I'm an instant gratification person. I didn't have, like, yeah, that's the person, which I really, like, should do a shout out for, but my keyboard is super not available, but they're a very cool person who I had not previously encountered. Yay, raid train. Anyway, I was like, okay, I have not gotten notification yet that this is shipped, and I still haven't. Eventually, I will get it, but it's going to be forever, and I want this now. So I went on Amazon to see if they had, like, anything that would get here faster. And, Amazon said, you want a diamond painting kit of Kirk or Spock from Star Trek, don't you? So tomorrow I should be getting my weird dancing Spock diamond painting kit. We're gonna be doing that on stream because as I started doing with crochet, me learning new hobbies is what we do on stream, and then everybody can laugh at me. Or, as was the case with crochet, my couple of friends who do crochet would sit there and watch me do it and tell me what I was doing wrong, which was very helpful, actually. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll attempt to pick up a new craft hobby on stream once that kit arrives. Yeah, but that should be coming tomorrow, which I think is Monday. Yeah, and I think the next time I am streaming will be Tuesday or Wednesday. It's gonna have to depend on how I feel on Tuesday. I'm having a medical procedure that involves anesthesia in the morning, like very light anesthesia, but still anesthesia. Like I can't drive a car for 12 hours after it. And the last time I had this done, I napped most of the day. So it's going to depend on how functional I am by evening, and whether my friend who is, watching and making sure I don't know, jump off a window or something. Because who knows after anesthesia. She gets to assess if I get to be on, social media, let alone stream. Because, let me tell you, when I'm coming, like, I had dental work done, and I had conscious sedation for it, and I was apparently a delight that was not allowed to use my phone, because I have zero memory of anything I did or said for like a good couple of hours after that. But I was, apparently conscious, walking around, talking, just not having a conversation that anybody wanted to have. Oh, we're having an ad break. So we're gonna go into a BRB real quick for it. I think we're back from ads, and I remembered to turn my microphone back on this time. Thank you. And I did put that Fiber Festival into the calendar. So unfortunately, when I spin, my keyboard is like stuck over there behind the wheel. So any typing like is really awkward. So someday I will like figure out like a keyboard tray or something for this desk thing, table. This terrible folding 6-foot banquet table from Staples 25 years ago. So, but yeah, it's like, I only get to type during breaks. But also, I remembered to hydrate during break, and so should everyone else. Remember to hydrate and drink things and take care of yourselves. I am terrible at it, so if I remember to tell others, I might remember to do it myself. Maybe. But yeah. Oh my god. And I did just get notification, I think, that from Amazon that my package is out for delivery, so I should have those crochet hooks delivered. It was a struggle to find like which ones I want. I know that I prefer inline hooks to tapered hooks because I've had this, discussion with my bestie. My bestie is a crocheter. Like she can knit, but she primarily crochets. So we had this conversation, and I was like, "Why do your hooks don't look or feel like my grandma's? My grandma crochets." And so we had looked this up, and it was like, you like the tapered ones, and I like the pointy ones. So I went on Amazon to get, I wanted to get a set of, just a set of crochet hooks. But I do like the ones with, a little bit of a rubbery grip. I didn't want to just get, just the metal sticks. But I also did not want to spend, whatever it was, $50 on a set of nice clover hooks or something. I don't even know. So I found... I think it's like Susan Bates. So I got a kit with my amigurumi, and it had this thing. So I was like, I actually really like that it's got these little flat sides. So I got this Susan Bates kit, or not kit, but set. It was $9 because it was on some amount of sale, and Amazon had a coupon and whatever. So we'll see how it is. At least with Susan Bates directly, I know that they're going to be in line. There were all of these other sets that just didn't say, and I was trying to look at the pictures and figure it out, and they only have pictures top view or whatever, not on the side, and I can't tell. It's kind of dumb. And it did not have an easy time finding it. Yeah, that's what I've been that's what I had all the time around for I need a crocheted edging on this shawl, or hey, this scarf needs an invisible cast on, which means making a crochet chain. I had my one solid metal Susan Bates, some size I don't even know, was good enough for this purpose to just have used this size. But again, I want to do this Mobius cowl that Crafty Cub was doing, and it was you need a K-sized hook. And I said, well, A, I don't have that, and B, I am new to crochet, so I crochet with a death grip very tightly, and have not yet gotten out of that, and I'm going to need to at least a little bit gauge swatch this. So I want to have a hook up and down, because I don't know what way I'm gonna need to adjust, right? So hence why I kind of wanted a set rather than like going to my friend and saying, hey, can I just like yoink a hook or whatever, or going to Michael's and picking one up. So I kind of wanted to get a set, but I did not want to spend a large amount of money because like I don't know how much I'm going to use it. It's a new-ish hobby, so like while I will spend $100+ on like a really good interchangeable knitting needle set, I can't do that while I'm employed. B, I don't want to do that for like for crochet yet. Like I don't know if I'm a crocheter enough yet to invest heavily in like super good hooks. I know I don't want like the pretty hooks because I'm 100% certain while they're pretty, they're gonna be not great to like actually use. So I will look at pictures of them instead. But you know, either way, still needed a set. And my local Michaels, like when I went to look for them there, did not have any sets. Like not even the, you know, super cheap, just like 3 or 4 straight up plain metal Susan Bates sides or sets or Boyer sets or anything last time I looked, which is just weird, right? Like they used to carry a variety of crochet hooks and they just did not have much of anything in the actual store. They have a bunch of yarn, but they don't, like they didn't have notions. They didn't particularly have knitting needles in large quantities either. So it was just weird. Yeah, the thing I learned from the internet is that apparently most of Europe is team inline and most of US is team tapered. I don't know why. Also, yarn, stop not working. Please spin up and don't be terrible to me. Thank you. But yeah, apparently inline is more popular in Europe. I just like I lose stitches much more off of the tapered hooks. Like I want because I'm doing it so tight, I want the pointy end, but I also want the sort of deeper seated groove in the neck so that I don't have things slip off of it either. So thus I like the inline ones. So we'll see if this set is any good. Like it had pretty good reviews on Amazon. Not spectacular, but like more than 4 stars, like 4 and a little bit, and people were mostly saying things like fairly durable, exactly as advertised, great inline hooks. So I have some hope that it's not like complete nonsense garbage, but we'll see. I've gotten some really like good stuff off of Amazon, but thank you for the follow. Welcome to our I spin fiber and talk about random nonsense experience. We are making some progress on this thing. Getting there. It's something I see every day because this thing lives on my desk. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do it. Now that I have the electric wheel, I've had it for a little bit over a year. I do a lot more. I do spin it faster than I use it, This is what I tell people. Like, I end up with a lot more yarn than I can knit up. So that's the other reason to pick up crochet too and become bisexual is to be able to use stuff up more, because I can have many more projects on at the same time that I'm not working on that are using the yarn. But this one is destined to be a knit sweater. I'm very excited about it. I found this pattern for a sweater. Found pattern on Etsy. I need to actually still buy it. But it's like it's a plain sweater, and it's got a yoke design. And she's got a couple of designs, but there's like one with Luna moths that I really like. And then she's got one with moon phases, and then like one with Star Wars ships and stuff like that. So I am I'm a UX researcher and UX designer. So any software. Most recently, I actually worked for Staples. So I worked on the usability research for their 2 websites. And I am also I'm a president of a nonprofit that makes open source software specifically for convention planning, like for programming. So, inputting your 1,000 participants to organize your 30 tracks of panels of 3 to 5 participants each, with like scheduling conflicts and that sort of stuff. There's a bunch of that software that's available commercially. It's very expensive, but because I help run conventions that are run by volunteers primarily, they're fan-run conventions, and we have, so like Worldcons have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of panels, but not like, we don't have that kind of money to buy, to get the software that's like designed for major corporations running events. So we decided, we're going to write our own event planning software. How hard could it be? And it was an interesting challenge. It still is, like, it's under development, although many conventions use it. But because we are open source, we formed a nonprofit. I'm very excited, by the way. Like, that took a year plus to actually get like full paperwork. But we are a 501c3 educational nonprofit. And finally, we exist. Both the federal government and the state of Massachusetts says we don't have to pay taxes for our stuff, and we can accept donations and things like that, which is what we wanted. We also wanted to be able to go to things like Google and Slack and get donations in kind when, like, a lot of them have nonprofit free software for nonprofits. So I'm very excited that we're finally like all incorporated and stuff, but. With open source software, because anybody can branch it and add code and then submit it for you to kind of put back into your data, into your code base. We wanted to have a body, like a board of directors, right, that could evaluate that. So, thank you for your follow. Welcome to our stuff. We meandered onto software. But yeah, so that's what I'm currently doing for software stuff. And for the open source event planning software, I did all the design, I do all front-end design and research, and I've been doing a lot of the project management. There's 3 of us. It's a 3-person thank you for summoning more people. Welcome to, we're spinning and talking about all kinds of nonsense right now. Non-profit open source software. But yeah. So yeah, there's 3 of us. We have a back-end developer, a front-end developer, and me. And so I'm doing all the design, all the testing, all the project management and product management and organization, and a little bit of the front-end coding. It's been, it's been 20 plus years since I wrote code professionally, and really nobody wants me to anymore, because I've been doing UX design and research since most recently. So. Anyway, uh, you know, here mostly I play with string, make string, do things out of string. If it's string, I probably do things with it. There's a bunch of stuff I haven't done on stream. Like I haven't done tablet weaving on stream yet, although I should. I have like my loom will fit, but I haven't had a chance to do that really. And I'm still I'm thinking I want to try to stream my floor loom, but I have to set up a camera down there, and I bought a new camera for here overhead recently, and so I have a spare camera. But in order to stream it, because it's downstairs, I'd have to stream off my laptop, which I don't necessarily want to do. What kind of stuff are you gonna code? Also, need to make a clock. Okay. Running off IRL time. Well, the most languages that you are going to code stuff in have stuff for that, right? Like it's either running off of the atomic clock or off of the server clock that exists, so should be doable. What kind of game are you making? That is also making my ears perk up. Game design, so like video game design is not something I do, but I run live action role playing stuff and tabletop stuff, so to use. Okay. Nice. That's always fun and cool. I have not done a lot of looking into game design theory. I know there's a lot of scholarship out there about it, but one of the things I really want to do is someday I want to do a visual novel kind of game, but I don't have the actual art skills. Like you mentioned art assets, which made me think about it. It was because I was learning Ren'Py, I guess technically, because it's a good one for visual novels and it's a lot of fun to work with, but I just do not have the skill set to make the graphics, the backgrounds, the images that are needed. Because one of the ideas I had is there's a lot of fairy tales that are in the public domain that you can adapt, and they would make some really good visual novels for for kids and not kids, but I do not have the ability to draw stuff up for it, so I would need to figure out where I can get assets and code it up, because the stories are obviously oldest time kind of deal, but anyway. But yay, making character sprites sounds awesome. Realizing that I need to keep track of time because it's 12:37 and I have to be somewhere at 1, so We are probably gonna go, we're not gonna finish this, alas, but we're probably gonna go another, maybe 10 minutes. We've been streaming about 2 hours, so not a very long stream, but alas, that is what we get today. So probably another 10-15 minutes. But hopefully by the time I stream next time, I will have gotten at least a little bit more done on this and finished this braid of fiber so that I can do the next purple braid so that I can have 2 bobbins and unply them. But I should be able to do it at some point today, maybe tomorrow. I might try to spin while I'm recovering from all that anesthesia on Tuesday. We'll see. That might also be a bad idea. Again, I have relinquished the right to make executive decisions to my friend who's going to be watching me and deciding when I can have access to my phone and social media again, and doing things such that I will not destroy whatever I'm working on in my zero brain state of post anesthesia nonsense. So it might be that I will get some of this done tomorrow, because tomorrow is prepped for said medical procedure. So I'm planning on mostly being super bored all day, but Tuesday is the actual thing, so. Which is all to say that I don't know when I'm gonna finish this braid and get my spinning done, but I do want to get it done. I want to get this sweater yarn done, and it needs thank you. I hope so too. It is to confirm if my meds are working. Fair warning, I talk about bodily functions and medical procedures on this stream because we don't talk enough about these things, and so we should. So last year I went to the fun I am a certain age, here's my very first colonoscopy, and I woke up from that and the doctor was like, good news, no polyps. Bad news, did you know you have ulcerative colitis? And I was like, I have what now? Because I did not think I had any of the symptoms of anything like that. I had my gallbladder removed a couple of years ago, and there's a lot of symptoms you attribute to no gallbladder, which are apparently not that. Anyway, so, and I've been having inflammation-based arthritis, and we could not figure out what the heck was inflamed. So, that finding told us what was inflamed. Apparently, my insides. So, once we had the giant fight with insurance, and determined that the easy meds don't work, I get Skyrizi infusions, which, funny story, my housemate and I were watching TV at some point a couple of years ago, and when Skyrizi first came out, and its generic name is Risankizumab. So we were like, that is clearly a D&D demon, right? That name is 5th edition D&D demon. So sometimes you can get demon infusions. If you can't make your own demons, store-bought will do. So then I went on it, so now we talk about my demon infusions. But yeah, so I'm having a follow-up to make sure that everything is working and better and stuff, because it's very hard to tell when you don't have a huge amount of disturbing symptoms you go to the doctor with, but instead thought everything was just that's how it's supposed to be. Apparently it's not supposed to be like that. So she's gonna go and, I don't know, take videos of my guts Um, but it means that I get to spend all tomorrow not like going anywhere and preparing for it, and then all Tuesday recovering from having anesthesia at 8 a.m. Fun times. Did you know that getting old is sometimes terrible? Yeah, yeah. Well, so the last time, and ostensibly this time, although I haven't started it yet, I got the pills. So it's like take 12 pills with these 16 ounces of water, and then 6 hours before the procedure, take the other 12 pills with more water. So at least I don't have to like drink the gross stuff, which I'm very happy with, because so I've had a lot of PET scans in my life, which are like CAT scans but worse, because you have to drink irradiated sugar barium, and which is gross and also irradiated. Like the nurse comes to give you the containers, and you're like, wow, the nurse is wearing double gloves and 2 smocks because it's radioactive. But hey, it detects cancer real well. Anyway, so I've had to drink like all of the radioactive barium and all this other stuff, and I am very bad at drinking gross things, even if they're cold, even if they give you a straw, blah blah blah. So I was very glad that this practice was just like, nope, we're prescribing you these 24 pills, and they are giant pills, and they're not like the best, and you have to drink a lot of water and not eat any food. But not to be like extra gross, but you take all those pills and with a bunch of water, and then you're like, okay, well, I have more water to drink. And you take them like over the course of half an hour. And by the time you finish taking the first round of pills, you're like, I'm going to drink the rest of this water in the bathroom. And then you sort of are done until you take another bunch of pills, and then you spend a bunch of time in the bathroom. But no drinking gross stuff. It doesn't work for everybody. I have some friends who just could not do the pills because they made them ill. But I was apparently able to tolerate them really well, so it worked. But that's gonna be my happy, fun time getting older and stuff coming up. But yeah, I talk about this stuff because, one, let me tell you, having cancer makes you have zero shame about your bodily functions, because you're talking about it with 27 million people all the time. Especially if you're doing so at like a teaching hospital, where it's like not just your medical team, but also a billion new medical students who are trying to learn. So I just like talk about this stuff all the time, and I have been, knock on wood, cancer-free for, I think, a decade now. Yeah, it's been almost 10 years. I'm very excited. But yeah, but like once that happens, A, many other things go wrong. But B, you have zero shame. So that's where I'm at. So we talk about mental health here, we talk about physical health here, we talk about lady parts health here a lot. Everybody get your boob squish. But like, yeah. And since I'm on the topic, I'm gonna say my always PSA. If something hurts consistently a lot, go see a doctor. Like really, really, really go see a doctor. Because like, let me tell you, my arm hurt and I was like, this is weird. And I saw a doctor and they said, this is weird, go to PT. And I went to PT and it did nothing. And they did cortisol shots and it did nothing. And eventually they did an MRI and the MRI was like, there's something weird there. We don't know what. We need a biopsy. And they said, why are you so special? Why do you have lymphoma not in your lymph nodes but inside your bone? So if something hurts, some body part hurts, go see a doctor. Even if you're young and healthy. Anyway, that was my PSA. Anyway, that is going to be a terrible note on which to end the stream. So we're going to briefly talk about literally anything else more fun. Um, Thank you for hanging out, folks. It's like all these awesome, lovely folks from the raid train. That raid train was so much fun and such a whirlwind, and all blends a little bit together into one giant weekend of raid train. But I hope we do them again because it was a lot of fun, and um, I followed a whole bunch of new people, and I'm very excited because I had found, so I was friends with Hedgie Cleric, and I found Sleeping Luna through Hedgie. And then, like, they were the only two crafting streamers I knew for forever. But at some point, Luna raided into Pix, which is how I found out about the Creator Club, because Pix advertised the sign-up link. And then suddenly my follow list is like exploding with crafters, and it is so nice. Yeah, I don't know how the heck they organized like 100 people. It was crazy, but they did. So yeah, he really is, and I really I enjoy his streams, and I'm a little sad I didn't find him and like all of you folks earlier, but I started out streaming Animal Crossing, and then I was streaming mostly Sims building. So like I have a lot of friends in the Sims community, and I know a lot of people there and follow a lot of people there, but like had not yet found crafters. Like I kind of wish I found everybody earlier, but gonna make up for lost time and catch up and try to watch people. Oh my god, like talking too much. But yeah, Raid Train was awesome. So if anybody here is a maker or creator, and is not in the Artists and Makers Creative Club, you should absolutely join. I do not have the link, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I found out Twitch existed because the pandemic happened, and my friend and I were playing Animal Crossing, and we're like, oh, we should stream this. We got literally nothing better to do. So that's how I found Twitch. But I follow a bunch of creators on YouTube because I watch a lot of creators on YouTube, although I watch a lot of food stuff on YouTube too. But the YouTube creators I subscribe to don't stream, I don't think. Or at least they don't mention it anywhere, so I should maybe search them out and stuff. But yeah, I contemplated streaming to YouTube too, and I just I export my VODs there, but mostly to keep them because they eventually vanish off of here. But I haven't ever actually streamed to YouTube Live or anything. Maybe someday, I don't know. Not like super anxious to go try it. It seems like a very different vibe and a very different kind of platform, and a lot more collaboration and stuff on Twitch. So, but yeah, if you make stuff and you're not part of the club, it's like Google Twitch Creative Club, because I know there was a blog about it. So yeah, thank you for the hydrate. Everybody hydrate. Fresca switched from having green bottles, so it's no longer like a big void in my green screen. Oh my god. And thank you for the stretch. Actually, my back super needed that. Because even I'm trying to not slouch, I'm still kind of slouching. Also, by the way, in case anybody's wondering why I am not stopping all the time on my wheel, you can see you can see that this thing is moving. So I have the auto winder, the level winder system. So it's not going to let you, send a link, but I think you can whisper it to me or DM it to me and I'll post it. Mostly because I've had some bad luck with links and things posting untoward links, let's say. So I've disabled that except for moderators. But I will excuse me, I'm sorry. I'll pull up my things so that if you whisper me I can see it. But yeah, the auto winder just moves back and forth really slowly. And okay, I am going to, thank you for sending me that, and I am going to just highlight all of that and paste all of that and hope that works. Yay! Thank you. Yes, I have been meaning to make a command for it and have not. See conversation 2 hours ago about ADHD. But yeah, so it means that I don't have to stop spinning. It just goes back and forth and winds it kind of neatly onto the bobbin. So I don't have to mess around with like stopping and moving the hooks. I am going to keep your whisper up until I get back from my 1 p.m. errand, and I'm going to make a button out of it. In fact, I'm probably going to take my button that I had for like the raid train message and stuff and just change it to that. Because while I don't have a Stream Deck, I do use Touch Portal, which like turns my cell phone into a little bit of a fake Stream Deck, which I really enjoy. Like, I love being able to just program buttons on that and not buy a Stream Deck. Someday I might, but like I have not made that investment yet. But yeah, so like I will make a button. So for next time I will have it, because I keep forgetting. But anyway, it is 5 minutes to 1, so yeah, right? Yeah, that is exactly it. Like, just completely gone, vanished. It's like, it's worse than having ideas in the shower where you can't write them down. Like, cannot write it down on stream and then poof, vanish. But yeah, I should stop. I should stop streaming because I need to go over to somebody's house by 1 o'clock, and that is in 4 minutes. So let me just put this thread here so that I don't get. Oh, we made decent progress. Like, okay progress. Only this much left, so somewhat reasonable. But yeah. Thank you very much, folks, for hanging out. Let's see. Who is on? We should go and yeah, I am loving it. Like, this is gonna be the design elements on the yoke. The light blue is gonna be the sweater. It's picking up like bits of my table. Okay, who's on that we can raid into? That I can raid into and like run away nigh instantly. Oh, Glyza's on. I think. Let me double check. Maybe. Glyza's maybe on. Yes. Let's go there. I'm going to dig out my keyboard so that I can actually type. And see if I can figure out how to rate a channel. Classic Glyza. So I met Glyza yesterday. Oh, no, she's about to end. Ugh, never mind. Well, she's very cool people, but she's ending her stream. Darn it. I hate when that happens. Cancel that. Oh my god. Who else is on? If folks know people on who are crafting. Da, da, da. Vintage So Gal is crafting. Maybe we'll go there. Sorry about that. Definitely check out Glyza, but apparently not right now. Yeah, let's go visit Vintage. She's cool. Found her through the raid train. Vintage Sogal is on and is not saying that she is leaving soon, so we'll go there. I'm going to have to run away basically as soon as yeah, oh good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run away as soon as we go, but y'all go hang out. And oh, I do not, because of the train, I don't have a handy raid message, but scream hi when you get there. And yeah, thank you very much for hanging out. I will see folks later.